Do you remember when paying for something with cash was the best way to avoid transaction fees? That's not really the case anymore. A lot of stadiums and restaurants, they say they're no longer accepting cash and they actually point you to get this a reverse ATM that turns your cash into a debit card for, well, you got it, a fee. You want to pay parking tickets, tolls, taxes, or phone bill with cash, might be a fee for that as well. The bottom line is your cash is reduced, just like hidden fees in 401ks and IRAs that can eat into your returns. Nolan, what are some of the surprise fees that people might find or might not even know exist in their retirement accounts?
It is. It's, I think, very important to make sure that you have a very clear understanding of what the fees and expenses are. I go back, in the fact that I got in the industry a little over 30 years ago. 30 years ago, what I had to do is I'd have to read through like a 400-page prospectus and go to different sections, determining what the fees and expenses are today. I think the one thing that's good about today's times is, things have become more transparent today, as well as the fact that I think that the industry shift across the board has been to reduce fees and expenses. But still, all the time, I have people come to the office, and I'm surprised at some of the fees and expenses that they have. And sometimes surprises are good, maybe if it's for your birthday, and other times, like all these hidden fees are not good surprises to find out about.
Hmm.
But it's important that you know what that is because, in absence of value, if a fee can be eliminated, that ultimately can be put right back into the investor's bottom line in their pocket. So, the fees and expenses that you want to take note of and look at what's out inside of there is number one is what your expense ratios. So when you're looking at expense ratios, what you're looking at is you're looking at the cost of the underlying investment to determine what those total fees and expenses are. And a good website to do that is morningstar.com. So with morningstar.com, what you can do is you can go over there and you can type in the name of the investment that you have. You just type in the symbol, and it will show you ultimately some of the fees and expenses that are part of the plan. Uh, so Morningstar.com is a good website when you look at expense ratios. That's a free website that you can take advantage of. The second thing that you want to do is you want to look at what the trading fees and expenses are. Trading fees are related to the cost of, buying, selling your investments. Some firms have trading costs and other ones don't. I know I personally work with Charles Schwab on my own accounts as well as most of our client accounts. And, one of the things that I like about Charles Schwab is when you trade stocks, equities, and a laundry list of mutual funds that are covered, there's no trading fees and expenses in some of their plans that they have. So trading costs have come down quite a bit, but there are definitely still brokers out there that charge trading fees. Number three is when you're looking at what is called upfront or back end loads. Those are usually related to when you're in the mutual fund industry, what share class you're in. So, like a Class A mutual fund could have an upfront sales charge. A Class B mutual fund could have a back end sales charge. Those are often called loads within the investments. Sometimes loads make sense. I mean, if you're going to own an investment and hold on to it for an indefinite period of time, it may be more cost effective up front to just pay for what that load or that expense is if they don't have an institutional share class or if you don't meet the minimum of that institutional share class. That could ultimately, in the long run, be more cost effective than paying, say, a management fee. Number four is surrender charges. Some products traditionally have surrender charges associated with them. And a lot of times it can be either if you buy a bank CD and you bought a 3-year bank CD, if you cashed in the CD early, you want to know what the terms of the surrender charge would be on the CD. Is it 1 month penalty? Is it 6 months penalty? If you purchase an annuity from an insurance contract, if it's a 3, 5, 7, or 10-year contract, if you decide to get out of that contract early, understanding what those surrender charges are, how they apply to your situation. So the keys to knowing these areas when you look at, again, some of the surprise fees that are out there is read the fine print. A lot of this information is ultimately in those prospectuses. Again, there's some websites that I gave you there that you can get that information. But go through, read the fine print, make sure that you understand what that is. Uh, Compare cost. When you look at investments, there's A lot of investments that have similar philosophies and methodologies, and so they work a little bit different. And as they work a little bit different, if you can get something that has the similar or potentially better results than what you have today and do it in a more cost-effective manner, that can be a great win for you when you compare cost. Number three is ask questions. It's okay to ask questions. And again, ask them, what is the expense ratio? What are the trading fees? Are there any upfront or back end loads? Are there any sales charges? Or what other costs should I be aware of so I'm not surprised by any fees that are out there? And just feel free to ask those questions. And then you want to monitor your accounts. Sometimes hidden fees will sneak in over time. Sometimes you'll notice fees and expenses on your portfolio that you were not aware of. And then, the bottom line at the end of the day, too, is you can also get a second opinion. So if you're looking at your account and you don't know down to the penny what your fees and expenses are, number one, call the investment company that you're working with and ask them that question. Or number two, get a second opinion. If we get a copy of your investment statement, we'd be happy to kind of run it through that for you and break down where the fees and expenses are. I know, one of my favorite things to do is put a pair of golf pants on that I haven't had on since last summer, and I find $20 that I left in my golf pants from
Oh, yeah.
last year. So we love doing that for people. We love finding, money that's set aside that they didn't know that they had available by eliminating some of those wasted fees and expenses that they have in their portfolio. So we would be more than happy to walk you through an independent portfolio analysis, provide you a printout, a summary. If you would like that information, all you have to do is reach out to the office. We can walk you through that and get you that independent portfolio analysis, and happy to help try to make sure that your money is working as hard as you have been.
It's not to say that all fees are bad out there. Ideally, you should be getting something of value, of comparable value for what you are paying. But we know that's not always the case. And especially if they're hidden, it's really difficult to assess the value that you're getting for what you don't know that you're paying. This is where that independent portfolio analysis comes into play. And if you find out that, it isn't actually worth it, being able to look at maybe other ways to put your money, other ways to invest, it's all part of that retirement team action plan. It is what the team at America's Retirement Headquarters does for you. And you can get started by giving a call, reaching out to them, 419-794-3030. Once again, that's 419-794-3030. You can always find them online as well, and that is arhq.com. Want to thank you for joining us, as we always do, here on America's Retirement Headquarters, the home of the Retirement Guys formula and America's Medicare Associates. Really do appreciate it. Hope you have a great week ahead of you. Hope you stay safe out there. Nolan, always grateful for the time. And as we wrap up, want to leave you with the final word.
Yeah, great quote for the week. It's retire from work, but not from life. Enjoy the beautiful weather that we're having out there and enjoy this summer. And we look forward to seeing everybody here next week.